Hey, it's me, Vicki Marie. And Tia decided to give you a welcome back then, didn't she? Not a welcome back, but a welcome back. Good old Tia. So the big dog is down here, Tia. So just to warn you, you might get a few barks. Okay, hello, hope you're all well. First thing I'm going to do is light a candle, because I couldn't light a candle earlier because the wick had gone out on the candle. You can see the dog, she's pacing around. So this candle that I'm going to light tonight, it is for anyone who's lost, obviously, but particularly tonight for Sebastian, because we're going to talk about Sebastian Rogers tonight. That's what we're going to concentrate on tonight. You know, absolute mystery, still nothing, and is this, you know, is conducted with such secrecy. We're not getting to know anything, are we? Which can mean one of two things. It can mean that the police don't know anything, you know, that they know nothing, or it can mean that they know a lot but they just can't tell us yet because they're putting, you know, they're getting themselves organized, getting their you know, their investigation sorted. So that's who we're going to talk about, Sebastian. Yeah, let's talk about Sebastian Rogers. So poor Sebastian disappeared. It's 2 months ago now, I think, isn't it? I can't remember the exact date he went missing. And there has been no trace of Sebastian at all. You know, sometimes there's something, isn't there? But he didn't have his phone with him. There's no, you know, and the police have been very quiet. They've been searching. They've been quietly searching. Of course, they searched a landfill. They've drained a pond nearby. They've been searching quite a lot. And Seth's biological father, Seth, he's been out searching. A lot of, let's say, a lot of aspersions have been cast on Sebastian's mum, Katie Proudfoot, and her husband, his stepdad, Chris Proudfoot. They've been much more low key, haven't they, than Sebastian's father has been, you know, and you know that's caused consternation. But nobody has been charged with anything. Now, the police, hi Katrina, the police had been saying there was no suspicious circumstances as far as they could tell. But we'll see later from some posts on Facebook we're going to look at. People who have made inquiries about this case have been told by the police that they can't say anything because it's an ongoing criminal investigation. So the police have referred to it as a criminal investigation. So they're obviously treating it as a criminal investigation. They haven't, you know, they could have answered these people that were making inquiries saying it's an ongoing missing persons investigation, but they have specifically said it is a criminal investigation. So what do they think has happened that's criminal? You know, has somebody done something to Sebastian? Has he run away and some harm's befallen him? You know, it's one of those, we don't know. Now, what I wanted to look at first of all is something that we have looked at before, but you know, remember the CCTV or the door cam footage showing the lights around Sebastian's house? And at first it was thought that these were torches and it looked like there were two people. But then the police said they thought it was the rubbish trucks, didn't they? Anyway, I thought we'd have a look at that again because, you know, just so that we can see it again. Because you know, I'd forgotten about it. Hang on, I just need to do something. So let's have another look now in view of what the police have said. And you tell me what you think. Oh, where do I get it on? There you go. So this is home security camera footage. Hey. So there's no sound on this, I don't think, but I'll just put the sound on. So we've got subject 1 here. Now, does that look like a truck? This sort of does look a bit like a truck. When you see this light coming up, it seems to go quite quickly. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. But this one isn't moving. It's a very short video, but you can see it. What do you think it is? Because, you know, Sebastian supposedly had a flashlight with him when he left the home, but no shoes, apparently. Yeah. So these two mysterious blurbs of light, I think that one here may be a truck, because it seems to be moving quite fast. The trouble is we've got no idea of context, of space, of size. You know, is that a truck's lights moving, and why are they going off and back on again? And then what is this that's just stationary there? Now, the police are saying this is nothing to do with Sebastian, that these were the rubbish trucks. And also, when we listened to that first, the first responder, we listened to the first 10 hours of police calls, they did say they found footprints, bare footprints near the, further up near the pond, near the bin. That's why they drained the pond, I think. But anyway, they haven't found anything. And as someone just said, they did find some glasses, or one. It wasn't the police that found the glasses.
Hey, everyone.
It was one of the searchers in Seth's search party that found the glasses, and they handed them into the police, but they turned out not to be Sebastian's. But I just want to make it clear that was someone in Seth's search party that found those glasses, not the police. So we just watched it this last time. You know, I think it's difficult to say what it is, what they are really. But I'm sure the police have examined them. Anyway, right, let me put that window down now, because otherwise I end up with so many windows. So that's the first thing I just wanted to look at, just for another look at it, because it's been a little while since we've looked at it. And bearing in mind that the police have sort of a limited, have said that that's nothing to do with anything, which again doesn't really necessarily mean that it is nothing to do with anything. Might just be that the police don't want it to be any, don't want to tell us that it's anything. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about, before I go on to the next thing, now Sebastian's biological father, Seth, is out there searching all the time, organising search parties. We watched, he's been on quite a lot of YouTube channels, which I don't think is, well, in my opinion, hasn't done him any favours, because it's all looked a bit strange to me. Hi, DMV. But, you can't help, like, your heart goes out to him, because he was not the custodial parent. He's supposed to have been getting custody of Sebastian, Apparently, he was in talks with Chris Proudfoot to try and win over Katie. It was Katie who was refusing for Sebastian to hand over Sebastian. Supposedly. So Seth has been on various YouTube channels saying all sorts of things. But some of the things that I don't like that Seth has been doing, as you know, you've heard me say, is he's been sort of making quite a lot of revelations about Sebastian's private life, about the fact he was abused when he was younger, like about 8 years old, by an older boy. He's also, we're going to watch a little bit of what to me, sometimes it seems like he's insinuating that Sebastian is some sort of sex pest, because the comments that he makes, nobody else has made these comments about Sebastian. And also, I'm going to just highlight an interview that he did where he admitted that he had got into trouble himself with the Child Protection Services for allegedly hitting Sebastian. I think Sebastian, to me, reminds me a little bit of Madeline Soto. Who did it? Who could he turn to? I mean, the thing is, he was 15 years old. He was autistic. If it's not bad enough being a teenager anyway, being autistic is hard, even harder, isn't it? But it's hard for the parents too. And, we can't underestimate that. It's not a walk in the park for the parents, and I'm not obviously excusing them if they've done anything bad to Sebastian, but we have to appreciate it's not the easiest thing to deal with, because we weren't inside that family dynamic. We don't know what was going on day in, day out. One thing we do know is that the relationship between Katie and the biological father, Seth, Sebastian's, was really bad. And all negotiations seem to go through Chris Proudfoot. Whatever anyone thinks of Chris Proudfoot, it seems that he and Seth were communicating, whereas Seth and Katie, and Seth has been very down on Katie, he hasn't had a good word to say about her. Whereas I've got to say, she really, apart from the fact when he came out and made this revelation about the S abuse, she hasn't really said much about him, So it's I think Katie and Chris have been much quieter on that sort of footing. But Seth seems to have found his therapy in contacting YouTube channels and, phoning up impromptu. And he's been on a lot, hasn't he? He has been on a lot of YouTube channels. I don't think he's done himself any favours with that. I personally don't think, from the way I've looked at it. Also, he was supposed to do a lie detector test with Nancy Grace, wasn't he? And from what I can gather, he has done this lie detector test, but Nancy Grace has not come out with the video just yet. Maybe she's waiting for some reason. I expect Nancy Grace has got a lot of contacts and gets all sorts of information because she was a prosecution lawyer, wasn't she, for many years? So she's probably waiting maybe till the right time. Maybe, who knows what the reason is. But where are the results? I mean, has anybody else seen the results? Because I haven't seen them. I haven't seen any results of those, of that lie detector test. Now, he definitely took it. Well, everybody's saying he took it. But again, they're all rumours. All we've got are rumours to deal with. I hate rumours. Honestly, I hate it because I'd rather somebody official came out and said it. And originally Chris Proudfoot, he'd said that he would take one with Nancy Grace. But then he said he was told by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation not to take it. And I believe that, because they probably they should have advised him not to take it, really, because, he could... what would happen if he failed it? Everybody hates him anyway. And of course, if it turns out he has done something to Sebastian, then he deserves that hate. But What if it turns out it wasn't him? Maybe it's some, do you know what? Maybe if something's happened to Sebastian, it'll end up being something somebody nobody ever thought of. You know, sometimes this happens in these cases. Seems strange to me that the police haven't, you know, if they haven't even announced Chris and Katie as suspects or people of interest or anything. You know, so a lot more to come out in this case, obviously, in this, but it's just so mysterious, you know, to disappear with no signs, nothing. You know, normally there's something, isn't there? But anyway. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about that, and then I want to... Oh, so now Seth, the biological dad, has contracted 2 private investigators to help with this inquiry. So we're going to just look at a video talking about that. Not that. Not that. Not that. I have got it here somewhere. Yeah.
The boy with autism, and now Sebastian's father is making a public...
Well, it's been 51 days since 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers went missing from his Sumner County home.
The sheriff's office there telling Fox 17 News they've had no viable leads to finding the boy with autism. And now Sebastian's father is making a public plea for the FBI to take over this case.
There's even a petition now. Fox 17 News' investigative reporter, Kelly Avellino, you've been following this case since the beginning. So what can you share with us this Wednesday morning?
Well, this has been a devastating, traumatic, and certainly frustrating experience for Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers. He has taken off work every single day since Sebastian went missing to help search for him, and still there has been no trace of his son. Sebastian is believed to have walked off from his home in the Shackle Island community of Sumner County in the middle of the night back on February 25th. That, according to his mother and stepfather, Katie and Chris Proudfoot. But now Seth Rogers has launched an online petition calling for the FBI to come in and take the lead on this case and to investigate it as a criminal matter as well. Take a look. Seth Rogers writes here, "We want the FBI to take over the investigation of the case of missing Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers from Sumner County Sheriff's Office. It has been 50 days since Sebastian has gone missing. No scent trail from dogs, no video footage of Sebastian leaving his mother's house, yet no criminal investigation at all by TBI or Sumner County Sheriff's Office." That petition has nearly 12,000 signatures this morning. You can find it on my Facebook page. The Sheriff's Office, TBI.
Now, the police are definitely saying there is a criminal investigation going on. I'm going to show you that in a moment, a Facebook post of a reply that somebody got from the police, somebody who, you know, made an inquiry about Sebastian's case, and the police replied and said there was a criminal investigation going on. So there is a criminal investigation going on. But I can understand Seth's frustration. He's probably feeling as if nothing's happening, or, you know, it's his son after all, and Sebastian wasn't in his care at the time. You know, I expect he's very frustrated.
And trained teams from around the state did search a 5-mile radius around Sebastian's home the week after he went missing. They researched that same area earlier this month. Sumner County Chief Deputy Eric Craddock saying there has been no evidence of foul play, but nothing is being ruled out at this point, he says. Now, I checked in with the Sheriff's Office and TBI again yesterday and have not yet heard back. Meantime, I can tell you that volunteer search teams continue to help Seth Rogers canvassing areas in Sumner County outside of that initial 5-mile radius. Erica and Jen.
Okay, so what we're going to have a look at now is the actual petition. So obviously I'm in Spain, so it's coming up in Spanish, but you can see the actual petition. So this is the petition that Seth's dad has set up. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. This is a very nice picture of Sebastian, isn't it? You can see he's older there. He looks older. He looks more, you know, as he's coming into being a man, sort of at 15, than looking like a boy, like he does on the left. So the let's if I refresh it, it may have gone up now. Yeah, so 13,000 signatures, and the objective is 15,000. So it says that 1,211 people have signed today. That's not an awful lot, is it, really? You know, when you think about how many people are interested in the Sebastian Rogers case, that doesn't seem like a lot to me somehow. But I can't, do you know what? I can't decide if I'm going to sign it, because I feel like there is already a criminal investigation. But then, do you know what? Anything that helps to find Sebastian will be good. So what are these? What's this? Oh, these are supporters.
We want justice for this young man. We need him brought home. We need the FBI to join the search and get the details we need. Thank you.
Oh, I didn't know they put supporters' videos on.
Find Sebastian. Find Sebastian and get the FBI on it. Someone knows something. We need to find out what they know. Let's find Sebastian, please.
Oh, what's this?
I'm sorry, but I don't want to show my face right now. Let's just pray that this young man will be found. Seth, his father, needs a lot of help to find his son. And we really do need help to find this precious, handsome little fella. And let's keep praying that God will lead us in the right direction to find this baby. Thank you.
Oh, I don't know if I'd like to go on there and put my face on there, but says me who does.
I just want to say it's going to take the FBI to solve these missing kids cases. Call in EquiSearch again. And get this child found. Along with Summer Wells, too. They need the FBI from her.
Okay, let's have a look at. I'm enjoying watching these. Let's have a look at this one.
Sebastian has been through so much already. We have to be his voice. We have to stand up and fight for him. Please take the time and sign this petition.
Oh, there's quite a lot of people have left videos.
This case needs the FBI to help Seth find his son. Sebastian, we love you, and everybody's praying for you. Seth, that includes you too. Sebastian's strong. We won't stop.
Take 2 seconds out of your day to sign this so we can get the FBI on the search to bring home Sebastian. 15-year-old autistic child who went missing nearly 2 months ago from his home in Tennessee in the hands of his mother. He vanished in the middle of the night and no one has seen or heard a trace of him. Let's get this going so we can bring Sebastian home.
Well, you get the idea, don't you? So, why is this petition important? So it was started by Seth Rogers. We want the FBI to take over the investigation of the case of missing Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers from Sumner County Sheriff Office. Hasn't it got to cross over state lines before the FBI will take an interest in a case? I thought it had to cross over state lines, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Anyway, it's been 50 days since 50 days. So we're not far off 2 months. since Sebastian has gone missing. No scent trail from dogs, no video footage of Sebastian leaving his mother's house, but no criminal investigation at all. That's not exactly true, I don't think, by TBI or Sumner County Sheriff Office. So if you want to sign it, what I'll try and do is remember to I'll put a link. In fact, I might be able to put a link now in the chat. And then if you want to sign it, you can sign it. Let's see. That's the link. I don't know, but I will try and remember to. In fact, if I can I do it now, or will it be? I might be able to do it now, actually. No, I'll do it. I will do it. I will put it in the. I will put a link in the description box or up as a comment at the top. Okay, so that's it. That's the. I want to put that down. Oh, so the other thing next thing I wanted to show you was just a copy of the Amber Alert, because there's still an Amber Alert out for Sebastian. So of course, because he's under 16, he's still classed as a child. I think they probably would have been better putting as a picture there, that picture of him as older, because he doesn't look like that now so much, does he? He looks more like the other picture. So it might have been a good idea for them to put that on the Amber Alert, to be honest. DMV YouTuber having a real problem with messages. They put an announcement out. I put it on the community page. They're having a, because people are saying, oh, what's happened to my messages, or what's happened, and YouTuber having a problem. I don't know what it is, but their messages are disappearing. And they made an announcement today and said they were trying to fix it. Okay, so let's see. Can I go into that? An Amber Alert has been issued on behalf of the Sumner County Sheriff's Office for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. So this was February the 26th. This alert went out. God. 5'5" tall, 120 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. Last seen February the 26th in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Sebastian was last seen wearing black sweatshirt, black sweatpants and glasses. So he was all in black and it was night time. Sebastian has a medical condition that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. Now, in one of the interviews in an interview we're going to look at now, Seth did say that although he needs his medication, he can cope without it. He wouldn't die without it, basically. But it's advisable for him to have his medication, but it's not something he couldn't survive without, which is good. If you have seen Sebastian or have information regarding his whereabouts, please contact Sumner County Emergency Communication Center. So this was the Amber Alert that went out. What do I want to show you now? Oh, this is another video just talking about Seth calling for, oh no, this is the one we watched, sorry. That's why I have to put these things down, because otherwise I end up showing the same one again. Right, now what I wanted to show you is this guy's Facebook page. Now this is Nick Berries, he's a reporter for NC5, and he makes quite a lot of posts about Sebastian on his Facebook page. Oh. Did it feel like you were the only one? What, was there only your message showing up, DMV? God, how weird. God, how strange. Anyway, so Nick, he's quite interesting to follow on Facebook if you're interested in the Sebastian Rogers case, because he makes posts, but he doesn't, you know, he doesn't talk a load of rubbish. Let's put it that way. You know, some of the things, some of the YouTube channels, some of the, it's just all, you know, they just make things up just for, I don't know, just for, I don't like all that, you know, because I don't think it's helpful. Making up things about even the Proudfoots and what have you, you know, who maybe they have done something wrong, but that'll come out. There's no point in accusing them of it before they have. I mean, what if they haven't? What if, you know, Sebastian did just pop out to the bins and someone snatched him? Or what if he is being hidden somewhere by someone? I mean, remember Shannon Matthews? You know, it has happened before that, you know, children get hidden and they haven't run off anywhere, really. So I'm not saying that's what happened. I don't know what's happened. But what I'm saying is we've got to keep an open mind. Anyway, it's a mistake. There was a request made, not by me, for some information on the Sebastian Rogers case. The 15-year-old has been missing now for nearly 2 months. So many of you are following this case, which remains a search effort and investigation. Investigation only. But as you see in the below response, when was this? Oh, this was today, 3 hours ago. As you see in the below response sent out by the Sumner County Law Director, she calls it an open criminal investigation. That is a first. I have said all along that authorities have not ruled out foul play, but they have never called it a criminal investigation. And they still are not. I spoke with Legal Director Michelle Oswald, and she tells me that this wording was an unfortunate mistake. She says Sebastian's case remains an investigation and not a criminal investigation. Oh, too late, Nick. That, of course, is not to say things won't change depending on any new leads or evidence. I just wanted to clarify before this explodes on social media. Share. Well, it's too late now. I'm already talking about it. I expect there'll be other YouTubers out there that have fastened onto this because that's what they said. This is an open criminal investigation. So I'm unable to fulfill the request at this time. So this request is complete. Now he's saying then, that no, it's not. It's just an open investigation. Oh gosh, another mystery. Why? God, it's turning into talk about turning into Summer Wells case. It's turning into the Nicola Bullock case. Mystery after mystery. So then, see, he comes on. So 21 hours ago, he came on to talk about a search that he says was not a Sebastian search. But I can understand why people might wonder. So apparently, several Sumner County Sheriff's deputies were searching a wooded area near Beach High School with a dog, which is not far from Hendersonville, where Sebastian disappeared from. Thing is, anytime the police go out and do anything now, people will be thinking it's to do with Sebastian, won't they? Oh, so someone's come on there and said the child that left school was located safely and taken back to school. A local gentleman found him just as deputies approached. So that's good. That had a happy ending. That was another search for another child that people thought the police were searching for Sebastian, but that child's been found safely. Okay, so now, Nick Beres is saying it's not a criminal investigation. She says this wording was an unfortunate mistake. I mean, come on, that's a bit of an unfortunate mistake. Saying this is an open criminal investigation. Seems quite clear to me, but anyway, who am I? Who am I to talk? Right, what we're going to look at now. As I say, I've got quite a few things up here for you, but I'll... Yeah, I can't look at it now, DMV. Thank you for sending it. I'll look at it next time. Okay. Right, so Seth's been quite quiet lately, hasn't he, on YouTube? When I say, you know, only for a couple of days, because up to a couple of days ago, he was, you know, pretty much on every sort of popular YouTube channel that was talking about the case. Oh, I know what we're going to look at now. We're going to look at, this is another Facebook post, and this is Sebastian's grandparents talking on the day of the vigil. Now, I think if we watch this together or listen to it together, can somebody say to me what they notice about this that is a bit strange? Because to me, there was something strange about this.
Talk about baby. All right. Come on. This is Sebastian's grandmother and grandfather.
That's what grandmamas do.
That's right.
Share proud stories.
I can't do this.
I just want to say, I can see you, DMV. I can see you in the chats clear. As clear as anything. Can you see Chumba, DMV? Sorry. Can you see Chumba? And Chumba's going, where is DMV? I can see DMV. Can everybody let DMV? All right, yeah, no, so. Chumba. Yeah, everyone can see you now, DMV. Don't worry. Right, let's watch this.
Yes, you can.
It's all right.
Yeah, you can.
Sebastian and I had a very special relationship.
Mom, remember the time him playing with the dogs?
He loved our.
Yeah, a couple of things actually. That I want you. We're going to watch this, and then just tell me if you notice anything odd. Yeah, the dog went.
For Boston, that's why we have him with us today. This is our second trip out from San Antonio since we went missing. We have flyers from here to the Mexico border. Prayers from East Coast to West Coast to North to South. He loved to talk about plants with me. He loved to talk about animals with me. He loved to go fishing. And he would say, you know, Mima, that's our favorite sport, right? Yep. We took him out in the Gulf fishing in Texas. And
When we took you caught the fish. It was me and Dad, all three of us were fishing the fish.
I know. That's because I'm a better fisherman. No. He was a special little boy. He is a special little boy. And after his dad and his mom, I was the third person to ever hold him. And then, Seth took him from me. And I was there when he was born.
That's what I wanted to hear.
I was there the whole time Katie was in labor.
7 days late.
7 days late.
Okay.
Yeah, he
was just waiting on my birthday.
He was born on his Pap's birthday and his Uncle David's birthday.
My 777s.
Yeah, the 777s.
But we thank everybody for being here and for your good prayers and for putting forth the effort to try to find him. This is our second trip up from Texas.
Just all the negativity that's going around needs to stop. It needs to stop.
The negativity is not going to bring my son back.
And you know, it just needs to stop. And these, you know, the YouTubers, social media, okay. But if you're
it's about
in it,
what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
All right. If you're going to be positive, be positive. If you're going to be negative, you're not welcome.
If you're going to get out here and pound the ground and look for him without your GoPro or whatever on, you're going to be out here doing what needs to be done to bring our grandson home.
We appreciate
it. But if you're out there just making money, stay away. Stay away. Yeah, my grandson.
I just wasn't sure there whether they were referring to JLR or those NARC people or who they were referring to. They're referring to the people that were searching and live streaming at the same time. But I'm going to put it back to the beginning because did you notice anything strange?
Father. That's what grandmamas do. That's right. Share proud story.
Hi, Simon. Hi, Tracy.
I can't do this.
Yes, you can.
It's all right. Yeah, you can.
Sebastian and I had a very special relationship.
Mom. Remember the time him playing with the dogs?
He left our Bostons. That's why we have him with us today. This is our second trip.
Yeah, but the first thing I thought was a little bit strange, so I'll just tell you what I found strange. And it's not strange. I know, you know, Sebastian is Seth's son. But you see, he gets straight involved in it. He didn't let the grandma talk. He went straight over and got involved in it instead of, you know, it was supposed to be the grandma and granddad talking. I don't know why. That's a bit funny with me.
Trip out from San Antonio since we went missing. We have flyers from here to the Mexico border. Prayers from East Coast to West Coast to North to South. He loved to talk about plants with me. He loved to talk about animals with me.
Yeah, and then she starts talking about him in the past tense. You know, he loved to go fishing and he would say, everything's in the past tense. He was a special little boy. And then at some point she realizes and she starts, I mean, I'm not saying she's done anything. Please don't think that. I'm not saying that. But it's almost as if she doesn't think he's coming back, maybe, to start talking about him in the past tense.
He loved to go fishing.
He loved to go fishing, and he would say,
you know, Mima, that's our favorite sport, right? Yep. We took him out in the Gulf fishing in Texas. And
just sounds like they're talking about him as if he's gone, but maybe that's how it feels after 2 months.
When we took you caught the fish. But it was me and Dad, all three of us were fishing the fish.
I know. It's because I'm a better fisherman. No. He was a special little boy. He is a special little boy.
Yeah, she said he was a special little boy. He is a special little boy. Maybe that's just how it feels when they've been gone so that long, luckily for me, and I hope I never have to find out how it feels, or the sort of things that you might say. But yeah, there were 2 things that just struck me there. First of all, Seth going over and getting involved in it, and then her talking about him in the past tense.
And after his dad and his mom, I was the 3rd person to ever hold him. And then, yeah, Seth took him from me. And I was there when he was born.
That's what I wanted to hear.
And I was there the whole time Katie was in labor.
7 days late.
7 days late.
Okay.
Yeah, he
was just waiting on my birthday.
Yeah, he was born on his Pap's birthday and his Uncle David's birthday.
My 777s.
Yeah, the 777s.
But we thank everybody for being here and for your prayers and for putting forth the effort to try to find him. This is our second trip up from Texas.
Just all the negativity that's going around needs to stop. It needs to stop.
The negativity is not going to bring my son back.
And you know, it just needs to stop. And these, you know, that YouTube.
Well, you know, Seth's been pretty negative about Katie and Chris, to be honest. They talk about negativity. He hasn't had a good word to say about them.
Social media, okay. But if you're
it's about
in
what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
All right. If you're going to be positive, be positive. If you're going to be negative, you're not welcome.
If you're going to get out here and pound the ground and look for him without your GoPro or whatever on, you're going to be out here doing what needs to be done to bring our grandson home.
We appreciate
it. But if you're out there just making money, stay away. Stay away.
How about clickbait?
Yeah, my grandson's not clickbait. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Anyway, it must be awful. As I say, I hope I never have to find out what that sort of thing would feel like. Who knows how you would act or how you wouldn't act in those situations. Okay, what we're going to look at now. So we're going to look at Katie now. We're going to have a look at a little interview with Katie. We watched a bit of it the other day. Now we're going to watch the whole interview that she did on patrol. Somebody's reproduced it on TikTok. TikTok Google, obviously. Now, you know I don't mean that. If you're a TikTok person watching this, I'm joking there. That's what the mainstream media say.
2024, 15-year-old Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee. That's about 20 miles north of Nashville. He's not been seen or heard from since. And Sebastian is now the subject of an Amber Alert. Joining us now is Sebastian's mom, Katie Proudfoot. Katie, thanks for being with us.
Hi, Mr. Yes, Mr. Donovan died. Who had Shannon. So remember Shannon. So you know what? It's not inconceivable that somebody, you know, that Sebastian may be safe and well somewhere and somebody's, you know, whoever, who knows, whoever is keeping him somewhere. Hopefully he is. Hope he is safe somewhere. He may turn up.
Under what must be very difficult circumstances. First of all, how are you and your family holding up?
I would say that this isn't a tragedy that we would wish anyone to ever experience. We're keeping our faith and we're praying every day that we're going to find Sebastian.
What's the latest on the search?
So law enforcement is exploring any and all possibilities. They're communicating daily with us about updates and the statuses. We have faith that all the law enforcement agencies involved are doing everything that they can, and we're going to find Sebastian and bring him home.
We know the most important thing right now is to get the word out about Sebastian. What would you like our viewers to know about your son?
Sebastian, he is high-functioning autistic. He loves animals. He loves video games. He loves fishing.
You're so goofy.
He's typically a very, very sweet boy. He can be quite temperamental, though, if he's overstimulated or if he's stressed out. He has a unique run. He runs like the Naruto anime character. When he's excited, he likes to dab, and he loves music. He loves to dance.
That's all very helpful information. Now, if Sebastian is out there watching, what would you like to say to your son?
I would say, Bubba, we love you. We all love you so much. Wherever you are, just know that we are not going to stop. We're going to keep searching. We're going to find you. We're going to bring you home. And if you ever get an opportunity, find a phone, find a safe adult, call 911. But I'd also like to ask our community to please, please, please keep searching your properties. Keep sharing his flyer. If you know something or you see something, please say something. Call the law enforcement immediately.
I've got to say, this is the most emotional that I've ever seen her, and she does seem genuine, but who knows? You know, liars are good. Some liars are good liars. I don't know. But this is definitely the most emotional I've ever seen her. And I always find it interesting. She's always saying to people, you know, because Sebastian apparently loved to hide, didn't he? So she's always saying to people, you know, check your, imagine maybe if he'd got locked in somewhere, or, you know, all these are possibilities, aren't they? Because he's somewhere, you know, he's somewhere. He hasn't been beamed up by a bloody spaceship. You know, Sebastian is somewhere. And wherever he is, there'll be some trace of him, you know, whether the worst has happened to him or whether he is sort of locked in somewhere, or he is somewhere. You know, he hasn't vanished into thin air, and he hasn't been beamed up onto a spaceship. You know, he is somewhere, and he won't be far. Surely he won't be far away. How far could he get?
We're going to do everything we can to help find him.
Thank you.
Now, let's take a good look at Sebastian. He's 15 years old, 5'5", 120 pounds, with light brown hair and brown eyes, and wears glasses. If you've seen Sebastian or know anything about his disappearance, please call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-THE-LOST. That's 1-800-843-5678. And you can also reach out to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 1.
Okay. Hi, Mara. Right, where are we going now? Where are we going now? So, yeah, so Seth had been quiet for a little while, maybe just because he didn't have an opportunity. Anyway, it popped up on someone's chat. So this is not an interview with Seth. This is a YouTube channel that was doing a live about him. Surviving the Survivor. I'm sure a lot of people know them. I'm subscribed to them. I just like this video. I don't really watch it very often, but obviously when this sort of popped up, I thought, you know, I'd just show this briefly because I don't, you know, just under fair use, and go over and give the, you know, it's an interesting YouTube. The problem for me is I don't have loads of time to watch YouTube channels, not just everything, and you know, so that's why it's nice when people send me links and things that just take me straight to things, because I don't necessarily have the time to sit and just listen to lots and lots of them. But suddenly, so they were chatting about the case, and then Seth popped up. He popped up on the case, on the chat, and he just said, "I just want to find Sebastian." Just wondering if I can see it there. And people started showing him a lot of love. I expect what he does, he goes on the chats. Sometimes of these bigger YouTube channels, he sort of has a look how it's going. Obviously, if they're not being nice to him. There he is. I just want to find Sebastian. He just popped into the chat right in the middle of it all. It was a couple of hours in, well, an hour in, and the guy who runs the podcast put his message up there. I just want to find Sebastian. And then he got a lot of love on this chat from people, including the host, etc. You know, so I mean, this is a big YouTube channel. It's got 109,000 subscribers, and he had some experts on talking about all different things. Now, this woman here, I don't know who she is, but on the chat, she said that she'd had some information, you know, that somebody had given her an anonymous tip And she said she thought some news was going to come out soon. So we'll see. But I just wanted to show you how Seth joined in this chat. So when it's YouTube channels like Pascal and what's the other one? Is it T-Rev? He's been on. Anyway, other YouTube channels where people can actually phone in, etc. He tends to phone in, but this isn't that sort of YouTube channel. So what he's done is just gone into the chat, and anyway, he got a lot of love in there. So, you know, do feel for Seth, you know, although sometimes I find his behaviour a bit strange, but I think he uses the YouTube channels as like counsellors. You know, he gets chatting to him, and sometimes I think they use him a little bit because he wants to talk, I suppose, when the day's over. And it's all been going on searching for Sebastian, this, that, and the other. And then when he gets home at the end of the night and he goes into his empty house, and then he starts watching social media and everything. And that's when he tends to ring these channels, isn't it? And that, but, you know, it's, you know, it's just very sad, very, very sad. So I just want to show you that. So he has been around. I think this, so when was this? Oh, this was 17th of April. Oh, so that was yesterday. So as far as I know, unless the one that DMV has sent me is a new interview, this is the last time he's popped up on any YouTube channels, as far as I know. But it was only yesterday. Okay, so what's the next thing I wanted to show you? What's that? Oh yeah, this is an article that I wanted to read to you. So this is just talking about the two private investigators. So yeah, the 51 days since 15-year-old Sebastian went missing from Sumner County. No trace so far. I really like this picture of him with the snake because I quite like snakes. I think they're really pretty, and you know, it always, you know, he looks quite happy with it. Anyway, his mum said, didn't she, that he loves animals. So Sebastian's father is now making a public call for the FBI to take over the case and investigate it as a criminal matter. Now, I've got to say, I don't think it will make any difference to the FBI. That's the FBI have they have a code, don't they? There's the time when there's rules, if you like, or criteria as to when the FBI take over a case. And unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you look at it, the FBI, Sebastian's case has not met that criteria yet. So, you know, I don't think it won't. I personally, I just don't think it will make any difference, because what did I just? Oh, there it is. I don't think it'll make any difference because the FBI will take on the case when it fits the criteria for them taking on the case. And unfortunately, it doesn't yet. But who knows? It might make a difference. So Seth said, we want the FBI to take over the investigation of the case of missing Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers from Sumner County Sheriff Office. So we read this before when we looked at the actual appeal. So he also told Fox 17 News he's hired 2 licensed private investigators who met with Sumner County Sheriff Roy Sonny Weatherford yesterday. One of the investigators has been working the case since Sebastian's disappearance. And then Rogers recently brought in a second licensed professional for added help. So he's got 2 private investigators. I respect and have faith in the procedure, but having faith and respect for somebody is different. What? I respect and have faith in the procedure, but having faith and respect for somebody is different. I don't know if I really understand that, but anyway, Sumner County Chief Deputy Eric Craddock has said previously there's been no evidence of foul play, but that nothing is being ruled out. So volunteers continue to help Rogers search for his son privately outside the 5-mile radius initially canvassed by the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. You know, it does make me feel that, you know, why are the police not doing these searches with Seth? You know, it reminds me a bit of Samantha Murphy. You know, the police stopped searching, but they said to the searchers, the locals, oh, you can search if you want, but we're not searching anymore. And there was a reason for that, because they must have found from her data that she wasn't in the area. You know, they found that she'd got to a certain point, didn't they? So they knew that there was no point in searching the rest of the area. And they just let the people do. You know, you wonder why the police aren't you wonder why the police aren't searching any further. Anyway, so yeah. Though apparently investigators did go back and do a search of that what was it called, the something Pike area. Anyway, so apparently Seth said that anyone who wishes to help can print Sebastian's flyer at Staples for free. So Staples, that's a big stationery chain, isn't it, in America. There, you can go in there if you're in America and get any Staples and get these posters printed off for free, and then help to post them around the area and beyond. So the last 6 weeks have been devastating, traumatic and frustrating experience for Seth. Since his son disappeared, he has taken off work to search for Sebastian nearly every day. So Fox 17 News checked in with the Sheriff's Office and TBI Tuesday. Oh, remember DMV, did you see on the chat yesterday we decided that one little emoji that we need on the chat is a sheriff's badge? That'd be a good emoji. Tennessee spokesman said there were no additional updates to pass on. So that's what they just keep saying, no additional updates. But you know what, you have to remember as well, you know, the case of those bloody hillbillies in Oklahoma that have been arrested. There was no news there either for a long time, and then just suddenly, boom, arrests. So just because it's quiet, we must never think that nothing is actually happening, because there's probably quite a lot happening. Okay, where am I going now? Yeah, so I want to go to this now. This is an interview which concerned me a little bit when I watched it. This was Pascal. Seth got involved in this interview. Let's put it on. So it was his interview. He came on to say, I want to clear some things up. It's a long interview, so I can't play all of it. But this was interesting for me, because this was where, and somebody sent me the timestamp. Thank you very much. I don't think they're on the chat at the moment, but one of the members sent me the timestamp. And Seth starts talking about an incident, because, you know, Seth had, you know, there's a lot of criticism obviously about Chris Proudfoot and that he'd done something to Sebastian or whatever. Oh, they hit him with the belt, which of course is very extreme, isn't it? I mean, it's one thing smacking a child, I think, and quite another hitting them with a belt. But let's listen to this. Sorry. let me go back a little bit. Because the other thing that Seth does quite often, look, some of the things he says, you know, when he reveals these things about Sebastian, it leaves me with an impression that Sebastian had done some things, almost as if he was like, you know, it's like he's excusing his behaviour, but we don't know exactly what his behaviour was. It's quite odd, and I don't think he should be saying this. This is my only thing with Seth. I think he's giving away too much information about a 15-year-old boy who hopefully is not dead. You know, and that reminded me of the Nicola Bully case, you know, giving away information about someone, private information, when for all you know, they're going to walk back in, you know, you're going to find them and they're going to be mortified. If Sebastian is alive, which I hope to God he is, how do you think he's going to feel knowing that his private information has been all over social media? This is a real problem I have with Seth, because it is Seth that's given out all this information, nobody else. It's too much information for a 15-year-old boy to have made public. Oh, sorry, I haven't got the tab up.
And if you keep on pushing me, I'm about to air everything out.
Sorry, I'll just rewind it a little bit. I'd forgotten to change the tab over. So yes, so I'll just say again what I was saying. This personal information that Seth is giving out about Sebastian, in my eyes, is not good that he's doing it.
And you said, you know what? F it. I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off. Everyone's going to hear this truth because you know what? I don't know where he is. And these other two are not supporting or helping me in the search for Sebastian. Am I anywhere near close to why maybe you started to put this information out for everyone to hear?
My son is a victim. And if victims don't get the proper help, they repeat because all of a sudden they think it's normal. Son's autistic. And if he doesn't get the proper...
So what does he mean by that? So he said, my son doesn't get the proper help. They repeat because they don't get the proper help. Has Sebastian done something or what? Why is he saying this? I don't understand. Honestly, I don't understand where this is coming from.
Proper help. We don't want him to become that. So you do preventive maintenance and you get him the help he needs. And there's multiple different ways, but if you're not certified in the proper way to get him help, you're just going to make it worse.
Yeah. No, I get that. I fully get that. So then, okay. You had a conversation, a not so pleasant conversation with Chris Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot on the phone. It was a heated argument, heated conversation. Chris Proudfoot said something along the lines of, people are asking about why I don't like having Sebastian anywhere near Faith. And if you keep on pushing me, I'm about to air everything out. I'm about to air all this dirty laundry, whether you like it or not. And guess what? No one's going to want to support or try to find Sebastian. Am I correct?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Oh, that was a long thing that I just said. That was a lot of work.
Pascal singing. He was reading the chat then. He wasn't even listening to what Pascal was saying. You know, these are the things that just worry me a little bit about Seth. I don't know. Pascal just was asking him all those questions. I mean, at the end of the day, he wanted to come on Pascal's show and speak. And then Pascal's just gone through all that. He was reading the chat, and then he's just said, sorry, can you say it again? No, he can't say it again. So he said, oh, that was a lot of things that I just said. I mean, come on, Seth, you know, keep up.
No, I got you. I got you. But
I was reading something. My bad.
You're good, homie. You're good, homie. There's a lot of people here that want to know the truth and understand what's going on. So I'm going to repeat it one last time. Okay. So you had
made them. This is the last time.
No. Time out, bro. Hold up. Well, what I'm trying to understand here, so that everyone understands as well, is that you had a not so pleasant conversation on the phone with Chris and Katie Proudfoot. And during this argument or this conversation, Chris said something along the lines of, everyone keeps on asking me why I don't like having Sebastian anywhere near Faith. And I will air that stuff out if you keep pushing me. And guess what's going to happen? Nobody's going to want to look for Sebastian because of his past. Am I correct?
Wow, you cut out there bad.
Okay.
But yeah, just the way you were saying, sorry, because I lost everything on there.
It's okay.
It keeps freezing on my end. Yes, me and Chris and Katie had a conversation, and Chris asked me, people are asking me this question. If they don't stop asking me this question, I'm going to have no choice but to tell them. Well, now he can sit there and tell them. At the same point in time, I know that I know that his daughter, Faith, FaceTimes with my son all the time and considers my son her older brother. And he considers Faith his little sister. And if he's anything like his dad, we're supposed to protect the young ones. We're supposed to protect our sister. We're supposed to protect people. And that's one of the things I've been trying to instill with him to combat what has happened to him.
No, I'm still trying to understand a little bit more about this too, okay? This tragedy happens to Sebastian against his will. It's not like he decided to have this crime committed against him. It happened under Katie Proudfoot's supervision, and yet Chris is still trying to hold that over your head as if Sebastian's some sort of monster. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. This is an innocent kid where this happened to him. So I don't.
Yeah, Sky, Faith is Sebastian's stepsister. It's Chris Proudfoot's daughter. And, you know, who knows? There seems to be insinuations, not from Chris, to be honest. He's not said anything. From Seth, who seemed to be insinuating like there was some improper behavior from Sebastian towards Faith. But then he also said, you know, that he would spend hours chatting to Faith. You know, he looked on her as his sister and she looked on him as her brother. So I don't really know these insinuations that Seth makes. They don't sit well with me.
I get that part.
Chris doesn't see him as innocent. It would be the only thing I could say. Honestly, you'd have to. I know they're, you know, I know that my son has done some questionable things, but at the same point in time.
So what questionable things? You know, why is he saying this about Sebastian? I really does not sit well with me, this.
He's not understanding what's going on, and nobody's talking to him about it.
So
I don't even know if they teach the same things at school that they taught us, because we had sex education class. You know, we had sex education. We had human biology. I mean,
right.
I don't know what they teach the kids in school anymore.
So Seth, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So Seth, I got to ask you, when you say questionable things, that Sebastian has done some questionable things. I'm not asking you to go into gritty details or anything.
Exactly, Sky. He's talking off the cuff as if he's chatting to his mate. You know, a bit like what I do when I'm chatting to all you. It's like Vicki Marie chats, like we're all having a chat over a coffee or a drink or whatever. Now, he's doing that with Pascal, which, with the best will in the world, Pascal is a YouTuber. You know, he's there, you know, it's his job. He's got his Patreon going, his Cash App and that, fair enough. But this is a missing 15-year-old boy, you know, and he's interviewing the father. And I don't know if the YouTubers I don't know if they're using Seth or he's using them a bit, but he gets settled with them and he starts chatting as if nobody's listening. The world's listening. And that for me is the thing. Sebastian would be mortified. Imagine a 15-year-old boy knowing he was being talked about this way. Sebastian's, if he saw this on the telly, he's not going to want to come home, is he? You know, God, he'd be mortified, the poor boy. So I don't like the things he's saying. And as you say, he's just chatting with Pascal. He's not his mate. Pascal is a YouTuber. He's doing it, you know, this is content for him, or whatever, in the best way in the world. I'm not saying he doesn't care about Sebastian. I'm sure he does. But at the end of the day, why is nobody advising Seth? This is what I was saying the other day. Why aren't the police, doesn't he have a family liaison officer? You know, if that was the UK, as much as, you know, the UK we criticise a lot, but normally somebody gets a family liaison officer, you know, and they're supposed to guide them, like who they should talk to, who they shouldn't talk to. That seems to be, you know, Chris Proudfoot seems to be getting more of that. You know, the police have told him not to do the Nancy Grace lie detector test. He did the lie detector test. Wonder what's going to happen when that finally comes out, if it ever does. So I feel like Seth's not being advised properly. He should not be talking late at night to YouTubers. Hey, he just should not be, and it's nothing against the YouTubers that he's talking to. It's just he shouldn't be talking to any YouTubers about this. And Sebastian's dirty laundry should not be broadcast across YouTube.
Of that sort. But I'm wondering, what are these questionable details that would make Chris not comfortable having Sebastian near Faith? Can you expand a little bit on that?
I don't know if that violates YouTube or not. But I mean, when he pulls out his wiener in the men's bathroom and like, look, this is mine. What's yours look like? I mean, that's innocent.
So why has he said that? So he pulls out his wiener in the men's bathroom and he says, this is mine. What does yours look like? And then he goes on to say, oh, this is innocent kid stuff. But I don't think Sebastian would want that being talked about. Do you?
Kid shit.
Right. Right.
I was a kid at one point in time.
So was I. Last I checked.
I mean, no, I might have been this age my whole life. But but we had sex education classes, so we already knew. You know,
right.
things weren't, I don't even know. Like, when I went to school, we saw pictures of vaginas and penises. I mean, it was like, look, this is sex education classes. These are condoms. These are STDs. This is what you get if you have unprotected sex.
Right.
You know, this is part of health education. And I mean, I don't even know if they teach that stuff in school anymore. I mean, they used to teach us financial stuff in school so that we knew how to balance checkbooks, take care of people. I don't know if they teach this stuff in the schools anymore. I know my son hasn't. I've been helping him with history. Last time I was helping him with homework.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it sounds like normal behavior from a regular kid that's going through changes and growing and going through puberty and all those things. That's what it sounds like to me. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So I am kind of curious. Go ahead. Go ahead.
He has an issue with personal space, as Chris has pointed out. But like he has that issue with everyone.
Right.
You know, when he wants, I mean, it's like, son, you need to stay back just a little bit. So you can be, you know, because the closer you get, I'm going to ask you to brush the teeth.
Yeah. I totally understand that. Sounds like an innocent kid to me. If you ask me, sounds like an innocent kid. So it doesn't make any sense that he would be like, oh no, like this, like Sebastian has some sort of leprosy or something like that. I think that's a little bit extreme. But we do need to talk about this, and I appreciate you being here to clarify a lot of this, etc. One of the other things, though, too, you know, after everything that happened, she called CPS on the child's family, and all that during that time. Why wasn't there? And I know a lot of people have asked this question. Why wasn't he taken away from that home at that time? Why couldn't you take him? Why couldn't you take him?
We were still in the middle of the divorce.
Okay.
Divorce.
Now, another thing that's coming up here, that was a very good question. Why couldn't Seth take Sebastian in the first place? And then Seth says we were going through a divorce, but he also goes on to say there was a problem with him with the child protection services as well.
Settled yet. This didn't happen after the divorce. This was happening during the divorce.
So this happened during the divorce. So
and when I brought it up, I was instead of being the worried father, they turned around and pretty much said you're the hateful ex-husband.
Right. So let's talk about that for a second. Now, I know that there's been a lot of paperwork, documents that were leaked out here in these internet streets, describing you as just painting you in not a great light, for lack of a better term. And it all has to do with how you were handling your relationship with Sebastian, okay? For lack of a better term. Can we talk about that a little bit? Because I know that there's been a lot of people talking about that. Some people side-eyeing, etc., saying, oh, you know, Sebastian was in a bad place no matter where he turned, so on and so forth. And I just wanted to air some of that information and just kind of lay some of that to bed. What's up with that paperwork? Is any of it actually true? What
if any of that was true, California would not have given me joint legal and joint physical custody while I was homeless. The best thing they did was keep me in the child's life because I was able to find a place. He was able to come over. He was able to come to my house.
Mm-hmm.
I was paying. I was renting a room. I mean, you've never lived in California, but when I was there for a 1-bedroom studio, you're looking at $2,400 a month. I don't make that even out here as a deputy sheriff.
Okay. Interesting. So those allegations that were in the paperwork, you never raised your hand to him or anything of that sort, or any of the other.
She hit me. Okay, she hit me with the domestic violence.
Oh. Yeah, guess what I did? I just did what I always do and used the wrong computer. Hang on.
California would not have given me joint legal and joint physical custody of computer games. So I'd play computer games, turn around, wait 30, 45 minutes, go back upstairs to check on him again.
Hey!
Just me and him in the house. And he's upstairs. The last time he's upstairs, I walk up there There's not a single toy in any of his bins. They action figures, everything.
I've done it again. I just do the same thing over and over again. Oh, dear me. Ah.
Naked.
I keep going onto the wrong computer. I'm trying to send a message.
I saw this and I was like, okay, walk to my room, put on my swimming trunks, grab my beach towel. You're not going to clean up your room. You're not going to make your bed. You're not going to get to go swimming. And I was going to prove the point. I went and got ready to go swimming. And he saw me walk by his room in my swimming trunks and my beach towel. And he was like, I want to go swimming. And I stopped and I turned. I looked at him. I looked at the floor. I looked at his bed. I was like, none of your toys are picked up. None of your bed is stripped completely. And you're butt ass naked playing video games. And he went to throw a fit and came across the floor, stomping his feet. And he stomped on a Hot Wheel. And he lost his balance. And I put my hand in the door frame. And his head hit my hand instead of the door frame.
So, yeah, so there was an incident. There was an incident during the divorce that Seth is talking about now when he was trying to get, let's just go back to it because I ruined it by, I was trying to type on the wrong computer as usual.
Go upstairs and check on him again. Just me and him in the house. And he's upstairs. The last time he's upstairs, I walk up there. There's not a single toy in any of his bins. They are all over the floor. Now, there's Legos, there's building blocks, Hot Wheels, action figures, everything all over the floor. My son is also stripped his entire bed of blanket, sheet, comforter, even the fitted sheet for underneath there, and his pillowcase is off of his pillow, and he's butt ass naked playing on the Wii. I saw this and I was like, okay, walk to my room, put on my swimming trunks, grab my beach towel. You're not going to clean up your room. You're not going to make your bed. You're not going to get to go swimming. And I was going to prove the point. I went and got ready to go swimming. And he saw me walk by his room in my swimming trunks and my beach towel. And he was like, I want to go swimming. And I stopped and I turned. I looked at him. I looked at the floor. I looked at his bed. I was like, none of your toys are picked up. None of your bed is stripped completely. And you're butt ass naked playing video games. And he went to throw a fit and came across the floor, stomping his feet. And he stomped on a Hot Wheel. And he lost his balance. And I put my hand in the door frame. And his head hit my hand instead of the door frame. My son has a pocket of fluid on the right bilateral part of his brain. I don't want him to get hit. I'd rather him hit my hand than the door frame. And he did. So then I went outside. Katie was already home at this point in time. And I went to jump in the pool and do some laps because that's what I was using for exercise. And Katie was out at the smoke section with all of her girlfriends. And Sebastian put on some clothes, ran outside, and told her that I hit him. She turned around and filed, because we were in the middle of the divorce, still living in the same residence. She turned around and accused me of child abuse, domestic violence, and had a move-out order issued, and they served it like 3 days later.
Wow.
So,
wow.
To me, reading between the lines, I would say this is where the bad feelings started between him and Katie. So this incident happened. They were already divorcing. You know, something's happened. He says it was an accident, and probably it was an accident. Or, you know, Katie, maybe she thinks that Seth hit Sebastian, because Sebastian told Katie that Seth hit him. Now, we have to remember that sometimes children are very manipulative, especially when there's two parents in a, you know, they're going from parent to parent. We can't think that children are always innocent and don't ever tell little porcupines. You know, sometimes children use parents against each other, don't they? You know, it's like, oh, well, my dad lets me do that, or oh, my mum lets me do that. Well, my mum would buy me that. And, oh, I'm going to ask my dad then. You know, children do things like that. So this seems that this is what happened in this incident. If Sebastian went out and told his mum that Seth hit him, Seth saying he didn't hit him, it was an accident, but it created an incident where he was thrown out then of the house and he was homeless for a while. So this is something we have to bear all these things in mind, because I'm not saying that Seth had anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance. I actually do not know what happened to Sebastian. I wish I bloody did know. But, you know, I think it is a complete mystery what happened to Sebastian. But I'm not convinced yet that it was to do with Chris and Katie either. It could end up that it ends up being something completely that nobody would have ever thought of. You know, we are literally in the dark. Yeah, and Misty, I think, you know, something may have happened because of what he was saying earlier about Sebastian needs the treatment. He never got the right treatment. So Sebastian was, of course, a victim of SA. And did he do something to Faith, you know, not realising it was wrong, just thinking it was something that kids do? You know, something innocuous even. You know, I just don't know, because we don't know the full story. But the person who has made these suggestions, to be fair, has not been Chris. It's been Seth that has told us about this. We wouldn't know anything about any problem with Faith or this incident at the pool. We would, well, Pascal seemed to know a little bit about it. You know, all these things come from Seth. Seth needs to be reined in for his own good. And I honestly mean that in a very, you know, in the nicest way possible. Seth's son has gone missing and he's out there searching for him, and that's all admirable. But Seth needs looking after somehow. I don't know. I feel like Seth's been allowed, you know, to, I don't know who should be looking after him, but somebody should, because he shouldn't. I don't know. I just feel he's not getting very good advice from people, and some people are using him because he's not. He needs like a, well, what I would say he needs is a family liaison officer, or what we call in the UK a family liaison officer. He needs somebody from law enforcement or from you know, somebody official to look after him and tell him what he should be saying, that he shouldn't be talking to YouTube channels. And I don't know, he's like a bit of a loose cannon, isn't he? And of course his grief and he being tired and all that will make it worse. So anyway, that's what I think. I can't believe he's just been allowed to go off on all these YouTube channels. Hi, Amanda Jane.
And then that's when you got basically kicked out of the residence. Am I correct?
That is correct.
That's how it all happened. But
That's
then
how I ended up living in my car, trying to figure out how I was going to make ends meet.
Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
More than 2 months of not seeing my son.
So he was living in his car. He spent 2 months not seeing his son. So, you know, there's a lot of bad history here, isn't there?
So you lived in the car. These allegations were written in paperwork, these legal documents during your divorce and during this messy custody battle. The court did their investigation, and all of this was unfounded, and you were still able to get 50-50, right?
Well, in California, they don't give it 50-50. It's joint legal, joint physical. There is no
Okay.
percentage on the amount of time.
Wow. Okay. But you still got custody.
Correct.
Still living
Because
without
I
a
was
residence. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Because I was homeless living in my car. They gave her custodial custody. She was still active duty military. She was getting BAH and everything else, so that helps her keep a residence over her head.
Yeah, so don't forget, she's military, isn't she? She's ex-military, Katie Proudfoot. They've apparently that Olivia, Chronicles of Olivia, went to the home to interview them. Apparently they've got a lovely home. Sebastian wasn't short of anything that he needed. I don't think we could think that Sebastian was a neglected child in that sense. You know, it's just a complete. There's nothing that I don't particularly feel like Katie has done something to Sebastian necessarily. I just don't know. I do feel that Sebastian may have run away. There may have been an argument and he's run away, you know, but teenagers do run away. And I'll tell you what, sometimes they don't like their parents, but it's not because their parents have done anything wrong. You know, it's not always like that. Teenagers, anyone who's had a teenager, they will know some of the things that they come out with. It's like, what? Where's that come from? You know, it's just, it's really strange. You know, it's difficult to bring a teenager up. So whether Katie should be blamed, she shouldn't be blamed unless there's some evidence comes out, in my eyes.
Okay. Okay. And of course, still, no matter what, you still have custody over Sebastian, and still to this day, I understand that you worked your tail off to move out to Tennessee from California, move your residence, everything, just to be closer to your son. And of course, all that paperwork is unfounded. All those allegations were unfounded, right?
And when she stated she was moving to Tennessee, I wanted my son out of California because at this point in time, they had just passed a law stating if there was a 10-year difference between the two people. There's a lot of laws that they were passing in California that I just don't think are right. So when she said she wanted to move to Tennessee.
Okay, so that really was the bit that I wanted to show you. Was the bit where it seemed to be insinuating to me almost that Sebastian had some problems, like, you know, so there, you know, some issues, things that he'd done that were inappropriate, let's say, because of course Sebastian's getting older. He's suffered from SA when he was young. Has he done something inappropriate towards Faith? And don't forget though, it's not Chris who's ever said that publicly. You know, Chris Proudfoot and Katie, they have never insinuated anything about Sebastian. It's Seth who was talking about him in that way. So I don't agree with that with Seth. And then, of course, now it comes out that there was an incident with Seth when during the divorce, and something happened. Seth says it was an accident, but it was Sebastian that told his mum that Seth had hit him. Wasn't his mum say, you know, if your child says to you that their parent or step parent or whatever has hit them, you're going to believe them, aren't you? You know, so that was Sebastian who said that, not Katie. So we have to remember these things. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Seth's done anything wrong, or, you know, I literally Do not know. I'm just going to have a look at my emails, DMV, because I'll see if that's a different interview that you've sent me. Let's have a look. Oh, I can't. Oh, sorry, because I don't think I can. Can I look at it? Oh, I might be able to.
What do you want them to know about you, and what do you want to know about Sebastian? Sebastian's my heart. God will fight tooth and nail to try him and to bring them home.
Oh no, I haven't seen that, so I'm going to play that now.
And I'll be able to sit there and find him, and to sit there and watch his mom go on a vacation and not care. And watch his stepfather sit there and think that they've abused him, laugh at him, laugh at the way he did.
There's something, you know, there's something. Anyway, let me just have a look at the sheriff. Oh, I'll look at the sheriff tomorrow. I'm lucky. Oh, I'm all excited. So she's done me a sheriff one. So let's see if I can share this video. Can you see this? Let's see. No. Hang on. Oh, yeah, I can see it. Good. Right, I think you can see that. Let me just check. Hang on.
What do you want them to know about you, and what do you want to know about Sebastian? Sebastian's my heart. God will fight tooth and nail to try him and to bring them home. Nobody.
Stop it! Enough.
And to sit there and watch his mom go on a vacation and not care. To watch his stepfather sit there and think that they've abused him, laugh at him, laugh at the way he dances, say they don't take pictures because he's got a goofy smile. That's horrible. He was living in a room, and now he's just disappeared. He's got family that love him. We just want him to come home. We wanted him found and brought home to us.
Oh.
What do you want them to know about you?
I'm going to play it again. Oh, God, I really do feel for Seth. He sounds like raw emotion coming from him. This case, it is just an absolute mystery. Where is Sebastian? Where is he?
What do you want to know about Sebastian? Sebastian's my heart. God will fight tooth and nail to try him and to bring them home. Nobody knows what it's like to lose your heart and not be able to sit there and find him, and to sit there and watch his mom go on a vacation and not care, and watch his stepfather sit there and think that they've abused him, laugh at him, laugh at the way he dances, say they don't take pictures because.
I don't know if they went on holiday, did they? They went off, he went back to work, didn't he? I don't know, maybe they did. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. But, I mean, Seth sounds very upset on this video. He's saying that, but see how he's very accusatory of them. Oh, they're laughing at him as how he dances. They abused him. They did. He does. I don't think it's really helpful. Why is somebody? Keeps coming back to what I keep saying. Why is somebody not advising Seth? you know, surely there must be some bloody law people, some authorities saying to him, look, Seth, you know, you shouldn't be saying these things, or you shouldn't be doing these things. What I feel like Seth's not being looked after at all. Yeah, it sounds very genuine. Okay, so yeah, you know, I don't know about you, but I just don't know. I don't know, and I sort of, you know, again, I feel like Sebastian's getting a bit lost in all this. It's all about, you know, is it Seth is good, Proudfoot's bad? You know, why aren't they all sort of just together? You know, when you saw like the Riley Strain family being interviewed, and that's his dad and his dad's new wife and his mum and his mum's new husband. And right from the beginning, when Riley went missing, they were always, you know, talking to each, you know, they were always supporting each other. There's no support here, is there, between, seems like there's a lot of bad feeling here between these two families. You know, there's no, they're not sort of, you know, they're not sort of helping each other. You know, he is very accusatory, Seth, as much as I feel for him. I don't think he is accusing, and the things he's saying about Sebastian, it's wrong. Because when Sebastian comes back, which hopefully he will, he's going to be really upset about the world and the whole world knowing about all these problems. Oh my God, he's going to be mortified, poor boy. And that is Seth that's been talking about that. So yeah. Yeah, Misty, right. He has. He's got like verbal diarrhea, hasn't he? Just can't stop himself. Somebody, you know, maybe his parents, even somebody. And he seems to be close to his mum and dad. Somebody needs to be saying to him, look, you know, you've got to stop this. Anyway, I don't know. Where, you know, where is Sebastian? You know, Sebastian's getting lost in the whole thing. Yeah. I agree up to a point, Amanda Jane. You just think, why would they ever have left that house, you know, when any day Sebastian might come home? But they were hounded out of the house, of course. You know, I think that's the other thing we have to remember, because everyone's saying, oh, why aren't they out searching? Well, because everybody hates them. You know, they can't even tell people where they live or where they are because everybody's hounding them all the time. You know, he's like a baying mob outside, telling, you know, saying this, that, and the other. So, yeah. Anyway, hi Kelly. But unfortunately, Kelly, I've nearly finished now. But yeah, the candle. Oh God, I've just spilt wax everywhere, but never mind. Let's put. It's probably easier to put the. Put the virtual candles up because then I won't spill wax all over myself. Yeah, candle for Sebastian, and of course for all the other people that we talk about and that. I'll be back tomorrow. May have some news about some of our cases by then. There's some very mysterious cases going on at the moment, isn't there? And of course, at the heart of it as well, Samantha Murphy wanting to bring her home. That seems to have gone all quiet again, doesn't it? It seems to happen in her case is we get like a flurry of activity, don't we? And then nothing comes of it. And then it goes back to it again. Oh, hi, Ocean. Yeah, rewind, because I did show that video, that you sent me of Seth. That we've talked a lot about all different things about this case. But anyway, remember to live in life, live in love wisely and carefully. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Let's hope there's some news about Sebastian soon. And until I see you again, may your God go with you. Gosh, I can't even get my words out now. And thank you so much, because this is Members Live. It's the best night of the week. Thank you so much again. Bye.